Alright, so the palette that we're going to be using for today's Slay With Me Saturday is the Huda Beauty New Nude palette. I bought this and I put it in a Sephora haul and I still have not used it. So I just want to dig into this palette today because I hear so much great things about it. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is this Tickle shade right here. And I'm just going to be putting that in my crease a little bit above because, as I mentioned all the time, I have hooded eyes. And wow, that is actually more pigmented than what I thought. And the brush that I am using is this NYX brush. It has the number 32 on it. I got this in IMAX last year, and honestly, when I go in April, I'm gonna buy like 5 of these. This is like my #1 favorite blending brush, and it does not even shred at all. Alright, so the next shade that I want to go in with is this shade right here, which is called Spanked. And I'm just gonna be putting that in the crease as well. Now I'm just going to blend those two shades together. I'm not going to blend it all the way to where the first shade starts because I still want that to show the first color that I used. But I am going to really blend them together so it looks nice and smooth and pretty. So now that that is on my lid and blended, I'm going to go in with this Love Bite shade right here. And I'm going to take this brush. It's just a smaller little blending brush. I got it off of Amazon. It wasn't a set. I will link it down below. I'm going to lightly dab into that color and just pack it softly on the outer corner. And then with whatever product is left over, I'm going to bring that into the crease. You know, I'm doing a half cut crease. I need to really start changing up my looks, but I just love half cut creases. What I like to do is dip it into the pan once, maybe twice, and just dab it and then start to do circular motions to blend it out. And then with whatever is left over, just bring it in the crease. I don't want to put it up too high. Now, I do know how my cut creases are and where most of the time they end up being, so I'm able to put it where I know it will go because I know my eyes. So you just basically have to go based off of your eye shape. And of course, if you do have hooded eyes, you always have to go a little bit above the crease if you want it to show when you have your eyes open, because if you put it in your natural crease, then when your eyes are open, you're not really gonna see the colors too much. Alright, so now that that is in my crease and on my outer corner, I'm going to cut my crease. Now I kind of want to try the concealer in here, so I am going to give it a try, and if I don't like it, then I'll just go over it with another concealer. So as always, I'm going to take my Royal and Langnickel pointed lip brush. I love this brush for cutting my crease, so I'm just going to dip into that concealer and give it a try. So to be completely honest with you, I do not like the concealer to cut my crease. I'm going to take the Tarte Creaseless concealer to cut my crease. Now I do feel like it will be a nice concealer to prep the eyes, to prime the eyes before you do the eyeshadow, so I'm going to try it for that. But as for cutting my crease, I just don't like it. Once I'm done cutting the crease, I'm going to go in with this brush right here. It's like a pointed brush. It's a clean brush. This is from ABH Cosmetics. It did come in a set, and I'm just going to pat the edges so that way it's not wet and sticky, so when I go back in, and it's not a harsh line, I kind of like blend it together so it won't be so much pigmented right there because it's still wet. So the next shade I'm going to go into is this Daydream shade. I'm not sure what it is. I don't think it's a glitter. I think it's like a chunky shimmer. But I'm going to be putting that all on top of the concealer. And I'm going to take this flat brush. This is ABH Cosmetics, the number 8 brush. It came in a set. I am going to spray my brush just because that's what I always do, and start putting that on my lid. This is probably a shade that works better with your finger, but I have nails and I can't get in the corners, so it's fine. So I definitely think that the next time I use this palette, I'm going to go in with a glitter primer instead of spraying my brush, because I feel like it definitely changed the texture of things. If you do not know this, this is what it was before, and now it kind of looks like a mushy kind of shadow going on. I'm not sure if it's because I wet my brush or that's just how it is when you start to dig into the palette. Either way, it's working fine. I am going to go back in with this brush right here into that dark purple shade and basically just put it on the outer corners again. That is basically how I want to leave it. Now I'm going to do my liner. So lately I have been loving this Pretty Vulgar gel liner. I got this in a BoxyCharm a couple months ago. It does say 6 months on it, but it's still working fine. But honestly, lately I have been really loving gel liners. So that's what we're gonna do. So the brush that I'm using is just this brush right here from Morphe. It's not that flat, honestly. It could be thinner, but what I like to do is somewhat squeeze it, and then I really dig in there, dip it in, and this is what it would look like. And then I'll just wipe off the excess and try to use that gel that's on the brush to basically shape it to be a lot smaller. I'm just going to take my mirror and just start off slow. So that is basically how I do my gel liner. And now I'm just going to take any matte black shadow. Now I'm going to be using the one in the Meet Matchmaker palette only because it's right there on my top shelf. So I just take a little angle brush and dab the powder on the gel. So my eyes are done. So now I'm going to go in with lashes. And the lashes I'm going to be using is the Christina lashes. Alright guys, so I am back. Everything that is on my face will be listed down below. And now let's finish up my lower lash line. So the first shade I'm going to go in with my lower lash line is Spanked. And that is that shade right here. And I'm taking that M149 brush that I used before and just patting it in and going on my lower lash line. Now the next shade I'm going to go in with is that purple shade called Love Bite. And I'm going to be putting that in my lower lash line as well, but just in the outer corners and not in the inner corners. So I am going to go in with my Fenty Beauty highlighter. This is the Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust. And I'm going to focus on Fire Crystal, and I'm just going to be putting that in my inner corner. This is the highlighter that I do have on my face, and that is the reason why I'm grabbing it. And I'm also going to be putting that on my brow bone. So that is it. That is going to go ahead and complete this video. I really hope you guys like it. Honestly, I'm loving how soft and pretty this looks. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe on the way out. And I really hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay blessed, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.